So this article talks about Mortal Kombat 2 and how much the impact between Scorpion and Noob Saibot will have in the film. Let's go ahead and talk about it. As a glimpse at the end of the new Mortal Kombat 2 trailer, Scorpion will confront Noob Saibot, aka Bihan, in a highly anticipated sequel. As Sub-Zero Bihan, played by Joe Taslim, was slain by Scorpion, Hanzo Hasashi, Hiroki Sanada at the end of the 2021 movie reboot. But Mortal Kombat fans always knew they hadn't really seen the last of Bihan, especially since Joe Taslim has previously confirmed he signed a multi-picture deal to play the character. Considering that Carl Urban's Johnny Cage is the main protagonist of Mortal Kombat 2, just how much will the Scorpion Noob Saibot subplot figure into the sequel, especially since Hiroki Sanada has become an even more in demand and award-winning actor since first film thanks to the success of Shogun. Without giving any plot points away, they have a very strong history that was unresolved in the first movie that probably needs to be resolved at some point and may or may not be resolved in the second movie. Mortal Kombat 2 producer Todd Garner recently told IGN, but the storylines are instrumental in the plot of the movie, which overall does involve a tournament. Director Simon McQuaid confirmed that Scorpion plays a pivotal role in this movie, but added during his interview with us that it's really just about giving every character a strong reason to exist in the world and giving them a way that each of them can start in one place and in another. So we did that with Scorpion as well. He does an amazing job, Horio again, and there is some pretty wild stuff he does with Noob, and it's very satisfying. It's exciting to know that the fans have got them waiting for them. This wonderful epic fight and plays out. I'm unconscious that Scorpion is in the movie as much as Hiroki Sanada's busy schedule allowed. We would love to have had him even way more than we had him in the sequel, but he has a huge career. He's a legend, and so we understand the importance of his character and wanted to give him his due, but also understand that this is for the most part in the movie Johnny Cage's journey, and that therefore we had to use Scorpion in the smartest way we possibly could think of to have the most impact of the story, which we hopefully have done and give him his due in the fighting and the actual turns and twists of the story. Making movies involve physics, it involves real life, it involves actors, it involves schedules. And it's not like we could just pick and choose the schedules of people and get them as much as we could hope the producers added. While Johnny Cage is the biggest of the game's characters introduced in Mortal Kombat 2, he's not the only fan favorite making their debut in the reboot movie franchise. Katana, played by Anila Randolph, is in the sequel, with Tati Gabrielle played her best friend and bodyguard Jade. Katana is the daughter of, in inverted quotes, of Shao Kahn and Sindel. We tell that story, McQuaid said of his movie's incarnation. So we play out her journey and from very early on to what that then means for our story we have. Then we have Jade McQuaid continue, and they're just bringing a new feeling and new tonal ingredients to the story and to the atmosphere of what we're creating. And it just made it feel more exotic and beautiful and interesting and brutal. Not to say that our existing characters, I really wanted to respect them throughout it as well. So it's not just about fitting it all in and collaborating and balancing up all the stories. Given that the first film teased Johnny Cage's character would be in the sequel, should fans expect a post-credit scene in Mortal Kombat 2 that could set up another iconic games character that could be in the third film. No, it's not that kind of movie. There's a coda, but then again, we were very aware of, and this really comes to a real theory of New Line and why they're so great, is they don't expect to make a sequel. We have to earn that right, Garner said. I agree. So we don't assume that we're going to get another shot at this, because who knows, right? If we're done our jobs like we hope and have given the, again, restraints of physics and budget and everything else, and the audience tell us they enjoyed it enough to support it and give us the opportunity to make the sequel, then we will. But we're not going to give you some post-credit sequence to be like, oh, this is going to happen in the third sequel. Because hopefully, look, I will say in the same way that the first movie said, hey, we got to go find Johnny Cage. There is that idea at the end of this movie that this could continue. It's not like we're peeling off all of the characters and saying, okay, we're done. Obviously, we could do more. And we obviously have plans to do more and know what we want to do it if we're given the opportunity to do more. And so we're given that opportunity, then we will. But we don't want to assume that we can. And I kind of agree with that as well, because to me, this seems like the perfect opportunity for them to keep on teasing us more characters that were not in the first or the second film. It depends on how they do it, and if they do it right and play their cards right, then boom, we got ourselves a franchise on our hands if it's done correctly. So what I really love about Tom Garner's opinion on Johnny Cage's story being a part of this Mortal Kombat movie is that they all have an arc. You know, it's all about an arc. And I think that's what Johnny Cage is going to end up being a part of, because of what he's been through, what he's going to end up going through, finding out what his arcana is, because I know it's going to be some glowing green energy ball that he has in previous games, and how fast he moves and fights and whatnot. And we might end up getting some more information about Jade's character and her background story in Mortal Kombat 2, even when she's working under Shao Kahn, pretty much finally getting her revenge after what Shao Kahn did to her father and Melina, which I have a good feeling we're gonna probably end up seeing her in the post-credit scene in the future, setting up Mortal Kombat 3. That's if we see her. I'm not sure, but it depends on how they write the story, you know what I'm saying? So I'm up for it, you know what I'm saying? I like what they have to say. This is a good article by IGN, so link to the article will be in the description.